Right, I omitted earlier, and I think let me just back step a little bit so that we'll be able to capture that as well. So once again, like I said, good afternoon and good evening. My name is Idowu Omisile. I'm the head of operations at Project Partner Data Solutions. And what we are having today is part of our seminar series on building a career in research and data analysis that started in January 2026. The goal is to guide early career researchers and enthusiasts on how to build a successful career in research. And we have brought several industry experts with at least 10 years of experience who came to talk to you on different topics about research. Today, I am sidestepping by presenting to you about using AI assist in writing academic papers, a step-by-step guide to using AI tools responsibly. And like I said earlier, AI have come to stay. Just like Google search engine came many years ago, many people were skeptical. They were fighting like, this thing will make students lazy, they will not be able to get a lot done and things like that. But it turned out that it actually made things easier. We could search for more information faster and get a lot done faster. And now AI has come. Like I said earlier, some said AI is good, some say AI is bad. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, the fact is that people are using it, and another fact is that it can really help your work as a researcher. So I'm saying that AI can assist you in writing, research, editing, and saving time, and even improving the quality of your work. And that is the reason why we're having this short discussion today. So how can AI help you in your academic writing? It can be useful for you at every different stages of your research work. In the area of research, AI can help you in researching, finding, and summarizing sources. AI can help you in writing, drafting, and structuring your paper. AI can help you in editing, improving clarity, grammar, and style. And AI can help you in ensure it is, and then we'll talk about the ethical use of AI in for transparency and reporting AI usage. So let's talk about using AI for research. If you want to search on a topic, you need papers. How can you search for it? There are AI tools that specifically can help you search for topics on a subject matter. For example, Semantic Scholar, an AI-powered search for academic papers. Elicit.com, it can summarize research papers for you and highlight key trends on that paper. Or other large language models like ChatGPT, Grok, and things like that, they can brainstorm research questions or hypotheses for you. So how can you use these tools? You use them to search for relevant literature using keywords. Then you summarize your findings to identify gaps or trends, and then you can use them to generate ideas for your research focus. By the time we are done with this, I'll do a short example so that you can be able to understand what I'm talking about. In your writing phase, you can use AI for writing and drafting. For instance, you can use AI tools like Jasper or Writesonic to generate draft sections, e.g. introduction, methodology. Notion AI, you can use to organize your notes and create an outline. And then there's a plugin in ChatGPT called Write For Me. Write For Me can also do this for you. It can help you to generate large sections of your work. So you can use AI to suggest a paper structure, like what structure should I have in my paper? Then you can use it to draft less critical sections, but you write the core analysis yourself. Then you should ensure that every AI-generated text is rewritten in your own voice. I'll rephrase that part. Ensure that every AI-generated text is rewritten. I think I should highlight that. Rewritten in your own voice. Because if you don't do that, you are not bringing out your voice. And that's one of the reasons why academics ask issues to students. They say, this thing is AI-generated. No, this is not what I want to highlight. AI should help you with your work, but should not take over your work for you. So this is what I'm saying, as you can see on my screen here. Rewrite it in your own voice. Let us hear from you. AI has helped you to brainstorm. Then sit down and write it for yourself. Then in editing and polishing your work, you can use AI tools like Grammarly, which checks grammar and punctuation and style, Hemingway Editor, which simplifies complex sentences, Quibolt to paraphrase text for better flow. So how can you use this kind of tools? You can run your draft through these tools to catch errors. And yes, I also use ChatGPT to check through my draft to see if there are any errors. I use Grok to check through my draft You see if there are any errors. Then review suggestions carefully. Don't accept their changes blindly. If AI say, you should change this thing, doesn't mean if AI is correct. AI is not always correct. It's just a tool to make your work faster, because one of the things I use AI for is that I use it for brainstorming a lot, because I realize that it's able to bring ideas beyond what I could have thought of. It helps me to think outside the box, outside of my immediate range of reasoning. I can generate new ideas that I can be able to work with. So if you look at this image, for instance, we have this document of 1,700 words, which was summarized to 250 words using an AI tool, which is very, very possible, which is something that we do regularly. So in conclusion, wrapping up, what are the ethical considerations in using AI responsibly? Number one, always verify AI generated information with trusted sources. So that means that you do the actual work of checking trusted sources to be sure that these things are true. Number two, avoid plagiarism. Ensure AI doesn't reproduce uncited materials. Three, be transparent about AI's role in your research process. Okay, I use AI for this particular aspect of my work. Be transparent. But remember, AI is a tool. It is not the author. The final paper is your responsibility. You don't say, it is ChatGPT that generated this paper, so you are not responsible. You are lying. You are the one that generated the paper because your name is on it. So you can't hold AI responsible. You are totally responsible for your work. So there are some best practices I want to share with you using AI for your work. Number one, always cross-check facts and data from AI with primary sources. AI can write pure jargons for you and even put citations. If you're not careful, you'll be guilty of word citation and all those. Use AI to supplement your critical thinking, not to replace your critical thinking. Because you are using AI to now does not mean you now subsume your own common sense. No, sit down, think over your work, then you can use AI to augment your work. Be aware of potential biases in AI tools and adjust accordingly. Experiment with different tools to find what works best for you. So we're going to do an example now. So I was thinking we'll write a literature review on understanding breast cancer in women. And so for the steps, we go to use, I think I want to change the topic. Let somebody suggest the topic for us. I want to change the topic. I don't want to write on breast cancer in women. Somebody please suggest the topic for us that we can write a short research on.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, I suggest we should write something on the usage of or the determinants of usage of health insurance.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me write it in. Determinants, no. Determinants of use of health insurance. Where? Where?
In Osun State.
In Osun State. Please, I hope this is not somebody's research work. Oh.
No, 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 no.
Don't let them come and carry me a beg. Go. I'm a gentle person. I know. Okay, we have our topic here. Determinants of usage of health insurance. I think I don't like this color. Let me make it white. Okay. Determinants of usage of health insurance in Osun State. So let's go over the steps that I highlighted. Number one, we want to, so if I want to use my AI tool to write this paper now, so how will I go about it? Let me share my browser. I think I share my entire screen now. All right. So we have the topic, and let me go to Microsoft Word. Determinants of usage. So what is the first step I said you should do? We have our research is divided into several steps. We have the research and summarizing sources, drafting, and editing. So we start with research tools. I said we can use Semantic Scholar, elicit.com, and ChatGPT and all those stuff. So let's say I go to Elicit. Normally in the past, this is what you will do. You can go to, let's say, google.com. If I want to do this kind of work, I'll go to google.com. Naturally, I'll just type the topic here, terminals of health insurance in Osun State, and paste. Then to start giving me papers and papers and papers, I have to start reading one paper after the other to see, okay, what does this one say? What does it say? So instead, I can go to elicit.com. I go to elicit.com. I can paste my topic here and then run it. So what elicit.com do for me, it will look for recent papers on that particular topic of interest. But I think the first thing I should do is to do a draft of what my paper should look like. So I can come to, say, ChatGPT, or I use Grok a lot. Grok is one that is owned by X or Elon Musk or whatever. So I'll say, I am writing a paper on the topic. Please give me an all right. We have introduction, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, conclusion and recommendation. So in our introduction, we have background of health insurance in Nigeria. Let me make it bigger. Importance of health insurance in achieving universal health coverage. Review of health insurance schemes in Osun State. Research objectives and questions. So I want to ask, does this look like a good structure for a paper in let's say, in Nigeria or in Southwest? If you want something, a paper in, let's say this is like an academic work. So what are supposed to be what's supposed to be the structure of an academic work? Anybody? Structure. Yeah, please, you have the floor if you raise your hand.
Okay. In my
Hello? Hello?
own opinion, I think the structure should be maybe from the larger word then for it. I don't know if you get my point.
What is the structure of your paper? What are the sections that should be in your paper?
Okay, the
Yes?
section we should for the literature review, right?
Mm,
Okay, so we should have the conceptual framework, the conceptual review of literature, conceptual framework, the empirical review, and all sort of.
okay, so let's say this is a section in an entire paper, right? Just what you're saying. Normally, we should have introduction, then the key concepts, then conclusion. This is a normal structure. Yeah, somebody's raising a hand. Please, let's talk. Please talk to us. Buluaji something. Please, you have the floor. Who is this person? Buluaji, what? Your hand is up. You can talk, please. Okay, Mrs. Ayomide. Buluaji
Okay, sir.
Makinde, your hand was up. Please continue,
Is,
ma.
is it for the literature review, sir?
I think let's do this as a literature review.
Okay,
Like say you want to do, yes.
okay. Yeah, so I think after the key concepts, we can have a discussion on the on health insurance.
Okay, let's say this is a time paper that you want to do.
Okay, a stamp paper.
Mm.
Okay, I think after the key concepts, then we can have a discussion on still on health insurance, maybe speaking about what other paper I've said about health insurance, maybe in Nigeria and then forward to Ocean State.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma. So I think the issue is that what is most common is maybe like your supervisor will say, go and give me a literature review on determinants of health insurance in Osun State. For you to do that, you first give us an introduction, then you now write on the key concept previously. You can call it conceptual clarifications. They don't do discussion, they just go to conclusion, conceptual. So we'll talk about the introduction. In the introduction, you lay a background for the topic you are trying to write. And so let's see here, it says, we give us background of health insurance in Nigeria, importance of health insurance in achieving universal health coverage, overview of health insurance schemes in Osun State, research problem, objectives, and all the stuff. So you first give us an idea of how does the health landscape in Osun State look like. So let's look at something like this. This is the past summary synthesis finding from 4 studies on health insurance awareness and willingness to pay in Osun State. Research indicates so and so and so. So I think the first thing we want to do is to create a background of health insurance in usage of health insurance in Nigeria. So I'll remove this word determinants. For my topic, I just say usage of health insurance in Osun State. I'm still on elicit.com. Okay, so this is not giving me what I want. Normally, let's look at this. Look at something I want to do now. I am writing a paper on determinants of health insurance usage in Osun State. Give me an outline. So I'm using Grok now. There are a lot of them, but so this is just one of them. So we have introduction, background, problem statement, of the study, literature review. And so now literature review, now look at this now. In case you're like, okay, what do I write? See, we have something like, say, in our literature review, we have, yes, so we have introduction. So under literature review, we'll be having topics like health insurance in Nigeria, then Osun State context, then we can now talk about theoretical framework. So we can do a conceptual framework, methodology, or not doing methodology, and not just do conclusion. So if I want to do, so that means that I can now begin to write on each of all these topics, one after the other. So I can start with background overview of health insurance in Nigeria. So I can go ahead and do a, so let's see, let me search different sources. So overview. I'm going to do something here now. Once the results is out, anybody that has ever done research in higher institution in Southwest Nigeria, Nigeria knows that any paper that is older than, this is 2025, any paper older than 2020, I mean, older than, let's say, older than, say, 2018, they begin to query that the paper is dated, that doesn't something. So we have something here, 2012, we have something here, 2016. I'm going to apply a filter to it now so that we will not be working from 2012. We'll move the years higher. So if you look down here, you see filters. So I'm applying a filter. I'm moving it from any year to 20. a 2017 to 2025 apply. So the presentation is going to update itself. So we now have more recent papers, 2023, 2024, 2021. So it says the Nigerian insurance scheme established in 2025 aim to establish further coverage, blah, blah, blah. That's good. Any child population, and covers only of population. So this is an overview of health insurance in Nigeria. And then to augment this, you now see that they have cited different papers. These papers can really help you. Look at this now. Concept and process of social health insurance in Nigeria. Towards universal health coverage and analysis of insurance. So of health insurance coverage in Nigeria, these are very good papers that can really augment your work easily. And here now, Elicit has said that there is only 5% of the population is covered, and give you citations soon. Let's see how we can start. I can easily go over these papers to use them for my work. So how do I do that? Just click on any of the papers. So here you see a summary of the abstract of the paper. In the sphere of health, let me go over it as a PDF file. This is the paper as a PDF, concept and process of social health insurance in Nigeria. And you see in the sphere of health, social equality is important, so and so and so and so. Only 5% of those is covered. No, I don't need this. Better coverage, so. Okay. So having gone over several of the papers, you can have sufficient information to write your introduction. So this one is saying that only 5% of Nigeria is covered by the formers, and that the Nigeria Health Insurance System program only covers about 5% of the Nigerian population. That's the primary, this one I said. Then you can read deeply for more information. Then you check another source. So this is one of the papers. I'll go to another paper. Just click on this back. If you want to go to the source of this one, just click on this icon here to go to the source. It will open it in a new tab. Then you see the source of that paper. So this is because you have to understand that these papers are not just generated from cloud. They are actually existing papers that are published. So this is a paper which you can easily download. Now to go and view the other papers, just press this back button. When you press the back button, you see another one says, an analysis of health insurance coverage in Nigeria, Yusuf Olarewaju Aziz, and others. So this is the overview. Achieving so Nigeria minimizes so evidence acquisition, we connected so. Someone said that only 5%. Then I think I have enough information to write my introduction. I'll say the Nigerian say health insurance in Nigeria began in around 2005 when the National Health Insurance Scheme was established to cater to, so it says to minimize out-of-pocket expenditure, guarantees and so was established to minimize out-of-pocket expenditure, guarantee the provision of essential health services and to cover majority of the Nigerian population. Then what is the source of this paper? We have Aziz Ito, as you can see from here. If I go to the source, I can identify the source. And if you are using Mendeley, you can easily import this into your Mendeley software from here quite easily. So once it finishes loading, I'll load it to my Mendeley and you're going to see what I'm saying. Maximum challenge attempts exceeded. What does this mean now? Okay, if you not do for me, I'll copy the DOI. If I copy the DOI of that paper, so this is the paper, I'll copy the DOI here. If I copy the DOI, I can come to Google and just paste the DOI. It will search for the paper for me towards universal health coverage or ResearchGate. So this is the paper, and I can download it from here. I think it's available on ResearchGate. This is the full paper, failed to load PDF. Now, computer is trying to verify if I'm human. So this is the actual paper. And if you want to bring it, and they've written how to cite it here. I've downloaded it. If I want to bring it into my Mendeley, what will I do? I'll just check for the Mendeley plugin. I already have it on my, this Mendeley web importer. I'll just sign in. It's 16@yahoo.com. So I've signed it to my Mendeley now. I will capture the citation for this paper. See, this citation here. I can capture it and just stick on it and add it to my paper. Once I've added it to my paper, I'll just come to my Microsoft Word and bring up my Mendeley under references. Sign in here, and I'll be able to cite the paper directly into my Microsoft Word without any stress at all. I hope I'm already signed in. Okay, I'm not signed in. Let me just sign it now. So you see, this is the paper. Towards universal health coverage, I just click on it and insert citation. Voila, as is it all. Then I can continue writing. Once I'm done with the introduction, I go to literature review. I write section by section. Now, having written your work, like I said earlier, so I use lec.com and ChatGPT and other AI tools to generate a draft outline for my work. And from the draft outline, I write section by section. If you need papers that are relevant to that topic, just go to lec.com. You'll be able to find relevant paper that are up to date, not papers that are still, that are outdated. For instance, let's say I need a citation. Maybe I've written this thing and I need to update my citation. I can copy this entire paragraph. Just come to lec.com and paste it here. When I paste it here, it will run around and give me papers that are relevant that I can cite for that particular paragraph. So that I'll not have to go and search. Many times you search, you can't find relevant paper. But this one will help you bring, okay, so see now, it was established in 1999. So what I wrote was not totally correct. And we have Onosanya and Eze as well, 2024. So like I said, I opened the paper like I did earlier, go to the source, bring them to Mendeley, and bring them to MS Word, and update my citation. So that way you do every section of your work. And when you are done writing, you can go and use other tools like other tools that I mentioned earlier. So use Semantic Scholar. Semantic Scholar helps you to also get papers like lec.com does. So get your papers together. Then you can use tools like ChatGPT write for me. For ethical reasons, I don't want to delve too much into using that because it's easy to abuse. Funny enough, all these things I'm trying to say, I can totally generate everything with this AI tools to write the entire topic for me. I'll just go and be reading and editing. But I don't think that's a very good use of AI at least for the context of this presentation, and I don't want to do anything that will backfire on myself or our organization. So I'll just hold it at that. I'll leave you to explore further. But remember, whatever you do, you are responsible for your work, and you have to be careful in the use of AI because it's not meant to be abused. It's meant to be used to make your work, or because it helps you to think outside the box. It helps you to expand your thinking. Sometimes when I have an idea and I run it through some of these AI tools, I'm able to see beyond what I can see because it's just like say you are tapping into the wisdom of the entire human race to augment your ideas while I'm just being locked up down here in Southwest Nigeria. So it helps me to write better and think better and bring out better results from my work. All right, so then having done that, you can use tools like Grammarly, Quillbot to proofread your work. Let's say, for instance, I say, I am not sure that this is the right way to do things in the Nigerian academician space. Full stop. So there's the opportunity of having Grammarly embedded into your work that it will be able to correct your grammar. You can embed Grammarly into your Microsoft Word directly, and you'll be able to do correction of your grammar as you're writing. And otherwise, when you are done, you can just go to grammarly.com, upload your work, or even let me do something else now. Now look at what I want to do. I'm going to save this thing to my downloads folder and I'll upload it into ChatGPT. I said I want to use it to proofread my work, which is something I do regularly. But many times, like, how do I proofread this thing? So I've written now. I want to ask this tool to proofread for me. So click on this plus sign to upload your file from your computer into the AI tool. So I'll go to my downloads folder, determinants. So it is uploading. I say, please proofread this article for me. I am using British UK English. So it has done its own work, and then it also wrote that the paper is incomplete and all those stuff, and it did this. If I bring it to Grok instead and I create a new chart, I'm going to upload my paper and I'll say, please proofread this article for me. Downloads folder. All right, so this is Grok now. I've reviewed the paper. This one, so the introduction states this one, so spelling and grammar, minimize uses British English. This is fine, but ensure consistency throughout the paper. Majority we see there's so and so. It has already written a lot of grammatical issues that I should work upon, and it also gives me a proposed structure for it. So you have to understand that if you have a very large document, these tools will not be able to read it as much. You can try to break it into different sections and then feed it and then proofread together. It will save you a lot of embarrassment when you have to present your work. Even if you have a PowerPoint slide, you can upload the slide and to critique it for it's okay, this slide is not well structured, add this, remove this. So this is just a few of the points I want to point out to you on how you can use artificial intelligence for your academic and research writing. So in conclusion, I think I can conclude now. Where's my slide? Okay, so in conclusion, AI can streamline research writing and editing. but it's not a shortcut. Ethical use and verification are essential for credible work. You can experiment with AI tools to enhance your research paper process. Thank you very much. I would like to take one or two questions before we wrap up today's class. Thank you, Mr. Mulade. Highly appreciated. Yes, Mr. Mulade. Okay, thank you very much. Anybody has a question? Or is there something you'd like to add to this? Anybody? Yes, Mr. Mulade, your question.
Okay, sir. Thank you for today's class. For my question, I just want to ask, there are some words like now it's becoming a crime to use as a writer because they feel like, okay, if you use this word, maybe you have used AI for your content, but whereas you used your own words, but just that you it is very germane that you use that particular word in that context. But how do you go about that, or do we have to switch words all the time so that we can just prove that we are actually writing words in our own in our own words?
Can you give me an
Do you
example
get?
of those kind of words?
Okay, for example, something like crucial, insight, complex, landscape, all those words that are commonly used by AI.
All right. At the time I told myself that if I see an AI written text, I can predict it, I can identify it easily from a human written text. Because it seems that there's a way that AI writes that's different from the way humans write. Because generally, I don't know how it is like, but there is just the thing just looks different. Humans don't write without um there's a way human beings write that is kind of tied to who we are, and it is not always so fluent and fantastic, no error, and the grammar is just well structured and high level and all those stuff. Many times when humans write, you notice that this thing is human written compared to when AI writes. So it's sometimes when you read an AI generated text, it usually feels it feels mechanical, and sometimes it's lack. There's that part of human emotion that sometimes is lacking from it. Of course, as it gets better, it's probably going to get more challenging to detect. So what I think will be best is if you use a lot of AI for your work, go back and humanize your work. It's your work. Sit down and read it, and then make it your own. Rework it, or let me say, use less verbose terminologies or something so that you'll be able to make more sense. How they used to say, write in such a way that a primary school child will be able to understand. I think probably that will be able to work out. I don't know if that sounds sensible to you, Mr. Molade.
Yes, thank you, sir. But what about the fact that it's becoming a crime to use those words? Like, does it mean that we should neglect those words and avoid them in our writings? Like, for me personally,
Mm.
when I write, I love to express my mind or pour my emotions to my writing so that it's kind of flow, a kind of flow.
Mm-hmm.
But there's sometimes you want to use those words when you are actually writing deep within your thoughts, but you just feel like, if I write this word, will it not look like I just chip in some kind of AI into this, like insights, all these words that I mentioned earlier.
Maybe
So
what you
how do
can
we?
do is, first of all, write your thing. When you finish writing, if it is flagged for AI, they'll go and revise the flagged parts. First of all, because writing is a flow. If you don't flow with your writing, it will not become structured. So write your thing. Then when you are done writing, you can now go over it. By the time you have written, at least you have captured the core idea. You can be able to revise some of those terminologies that can become red flags. So be
Okay,
aware,
sir.
your hand is up. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you, sir.
So be aware, your hand is up. Okay, Tola, aware, sorry. You have the floor, please. Tola, aware. Your hand is up. Should we still wait for you or should we go ahead with our thing? All right. So I want to assume that Tolawe doesn't have anything to say to us. So as we wrap up for today, let me just tell you about our organization. Our organization is called Project Partner Data Solutions. It's an international research consultancy that is located in Ile-Ife, Osun State, Nigeria. Our services include data analysis, research consulting, monitoring and evaluation, field data collection, training, and internships. We have a training calendar for the year 2025, which you can download at bit.ly/PPDS brochure. And you can follow us on LinkedIn, search for Project Partner Data Solutions. You'll be able to find us and see linkedin.com/company/project-partner-solutions. So what you just witnessed today is part of our seminar series on building a career in research and data analysis that started in January and is scheduled to run until the month of April. We have upcoming trainings in data analysis with NVivo, data analysis with Stata, Atlas T, and advanced training in SPSS, which has been rescheduled for the month of April. Please consult our training calendar to get more information about that. So this is our contact information. Our website, ppdsanalytics.com, can see more about us. And then you can email us and contact us and the numbers on your screen. All these seminar series will be uploaded on our YouTube, have been uploaded on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/Project Partner Data Solutions. You'll be able to find part of the past topics that we have taken, including this topic, which are also going to be uploading on our YouTube channel for you to be able to learn more from them. So in the case we don't have any further question, please watch this space next week, 5 p.m. to get more, so that you'll be able to participate in the seminar series for next week. Thank you very much for joining. We appreciate your presence and we look forward to seeing you again at another time. Thank you very much.